For over 14 years as a veterinarian, I've witnessed many heartbreaking moments. But there's one evening I'll never forget. An older gentleman, maybe in his early 70s, rushed into the clinic holding his Labrador tightly in his arms. The dog, once full of energy, now lay limp and barely breathing. "He got into something in the kitchen," the man said. "Peanut butter, I think. He loves it." I checked the label on the jar he brought. My heart sank. One word stood out: xylitol. By then, it was already too late. His dog's liver was failing. His blood sugar had plummeted beyond rescue. And the most painful part? That dog still looked at him with absolute trust in his final moments. The truth is, it's not just chocolate or grapes that threaten our dogs. It's the everyday foods we give out of love, thinking we're being generous, that silently hurt them. A sweet treat we believe is a reward. A piece of bacon from our plate. Even a bowl of noodles or a flavored yogurt we think is healthy. But our dogs aren't built like us. Their bodies are smaller, their systems more fragile, and their ability to process these ingredients is completely different from ours. This video isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to protect your best friend. Because once you know what's truly dangerous, you can stop the damage before it starts. And even if you think you've never made a mistake, keep watching. You might be shocked by what's sitting in your own kitchen right now. You see, the danger isn't always obvious. It doesn't come with warning labels or bright red signs. In fact, it often wears a disguise. Foods that seem wholesome, even healthy. You might have given these treats thinking it's just a small bite or it's natural, so it's fine. But here's the hard truth. Many of these so-called safe foods are silently wearing down your dog's organs every single day. Let's take a closer look at the everyday favorites hiding in plain sight. Flavored yogurt, the gut wrecker in disguise. You've heard yogurt has probiotics, and that's true, for humans. But when you scoop a spoonful of flavored yogurt and offer it to your dog, you're not giving them health. You're giving them sugar, xylitol, artificial flavorings, and lactose, a combination their digestive system simply can't handle. Adult dogs, like many humans, are lactose intolerant. That sweet strawberry swirl you think is helping? It's actually giving your dog cramps, diarrhea, and hours of discomfort. And if that yogurt contains xylitol, which many low-sugar varieties do, a single spoonful could crash their blood sugar so fast you won't even have time to get help. If you really want to share yogurt, stick to plain, unsweetened, lactose-free Greek yogurt. In tiny portions. Peanut butter. Love in a jar or a lethal spoonful. Now, this one hurts, because it's often used with the best intentions. Training treats, pill-hiding tricks, even birthday treats. Dogs love peanut butter. And most of the time, it's safe. But here's the catch. Many modern brands, especially sugar-free or low-carb varieties, are packed with xylitol. And xylitol, even in tiny amounts, is devastating to dogs. According to the FDA and recent veterinary studies, just 0.1 grams per kilogram of body weight can cause a dangerous blood sugar crash. At 0.5 grams per kilogram, liver failure begins. That means one spoonful for a small dog can be a death sentence. If you see xylitol on the label, don't think twice. Throw it out. Use natural peanut butter. Ingredients should say peanuts. That's it, nothing more. White rice, harmless comfort or hidden threat. You've probably heard plain rice is good for upset stomachs. And in a true emergency, that's partially true. But the way most people prepare rice for dogs is where the harm begins. Butter, salt, and chicken broth filled with garlic or onion. Those are seasoning staples in your kitchen, but they're toxic for dogs. The sodium content alone can overwork their kidneys. Even worse, some well-meaning owners give their dogs uncooked rice or overfill their bowls. Uncooked rice expands inside your dog's stomach, leading to painful bloating and possible blockages. The better approach? Plain brown rice boiled in water, small servings, and only occasionally. Not a daily dish. Bread, the comfort food that turns into a brewing storm. Who would think that a piece of bread, a tiny torn-off corner from your sandwich, could do so much harm? But for dogs, that fluffy treat is anything but harmless. Bread made with yeast continues to ferment in your dog's stomach. It releases gas, causes bloating, and in severe cases leads to gastric torsion, a twisted stomach, a life-threatening emergency that kills within hours. Even worse, that same fermentation creates alcohol. Yes, alcohol, right in their gut. And if that wasn't enough, the refined flour spikes blood sugar and contributes to obesity. Store-bought bread is full of preservatives, dough conditioners, and chemicals dogs simply can't process. Instead, if you want to share a carb, choose a cooked sweet potato slice. It's natural, safe, and much easier on their system. Cereal, a colorful crunch with a dangerous cost. Bright colors, sweet smell, a little crunch, and your dog sits beside you, asking for just one piece. You drop a few cereal rings into their bowl. What harm could it do? A lot, actually. Most cereals have more sugar than candy, even the healthy ones. The food coloring, made from petroleum-derived chemicals, damages their liver over time. Some cereals even hide chocolate chips or raisins, both deadly to dogs. And when you pour in milk, you're adding lactose, another gut irritant. Your dog's pancreas has to work overtime to process all the sugar, and their energy spikes, then crashes hard. Want a better alternative? Give a banana slice. It's sweet, it's natural, and it doesn't load their organs with chemicals. In every case above, it wasn't a poison bottle or something rotten. It was something familiar, something safe. And that's what makes these foods so dangerous. As dog owners, especially those of us who've had dogs our whole lives, we trust our instincts. But our instincts were shaped by a time when we didn't know better. Now we do. Science has given us the facts. Our dogs' bodies have shown us the signs. So as we move forward in this video, we'll look at another group of foods, the ones dogs love most, but that can turn a happy moment into a painful memory. Let's talk about treats that steal joy in disguise. You know the look, that tail wagging, those hopeful eyes, the soft paw on your leg asking for just a taste. It's hard to say no when your dog is begging for a bite of what you're eating. And for many of us, especially those of us who've had dogs for decades, sharing a little food feels like love. A slice of bacon, a bit of cheese, a corner of your sandwich. It's tradition. But here's the heartbreaking truth. Some of the most joyful moments we share with our dogs, those little bites of togetherness, are actually doing the most damage. Let's take a closer look at the treats we give with love that may be slowly stealing our best friends away. Bacon, a sizzling threat to their pancreas. It smells amazing, doesn't it? Crispy, golden, mouth-watering bacon sizzling in a pan. And when your dog's nose picks up that scent, how can you say no? But bacon is one of the most dangerous things you can give your dog. It's not just about the fat, though that alone can trigger pancreatitis, a painful and often fatal condition. It's also packed with salt and preservatives like nitrates. These chemicals build up in your dog's system over time, leading to kidney damage, digestive issues, and increased cancer risk. And here's something most people don't realize. What seems like a small piece to you is enormous to your dog. One strip for a 20-pound dog is the sodium equivalent of an entire pizza for a human. Love doesn't have to come fried. Boiled, skinless chicken breast is a much better choice. Still delicious, but safe. Cheese, the hidden trap in every pill. Pocket cheese is a classic. It's tasty, easy, and perfect for hiding pills. Vets even recommend it sometimes, and I understand why. It works. But what they often forget to mention is this. Most adult dogs are lactose intolerant. That means cheese, especially the processed kind, causes stomach cramps, bloating, and diarrhea. Over time, the high-fat content contributes to pancreatitis and obesity. And worse, cheese is often combined with other foods like lunch meat or bread, creating a cocktail of salt, fat, and artificial ingredients. If you must hide a pill, try plain canned pumpkin or even a dog-safe treat designed for medications. Your dog doesn't need dairy to feel loved. They need your protection. Cookies, sugar bombs, disguised as sharing your baking. The kitchen smells amazing. Your dog sits patiently by your feet, hoping for a crumb. And maybe, just maybe, you break off a piece of that cookie and hand it over. After all, there's no chocolate, right? But even plain cookies are full of refined flour, sugar, butter, and sometimes, without you realizing, xylitol. That sweetener, which we've talked about before, is deadly to dogs. But beyond xylitol, the sugar alone spikes their blood sugar, putting stress on their pancreas. Over time, it leads to diabetes and weight gain. Their little bodies weren't built for refined carbs and artificial ingredients. And store-bought, dog-safe cookies, often just as bad. If you want to bake, try a dog-friendly recipe with oats, pumpkin, and no added sugar. The scent will still bring them running, and you'll feel better about what you're giving. Pizza, a toxic combo in one slice. This one might be the hardest to hear, because when you open that pizza box and your dog comes running, tail wagging, you feel like you're part of something special. One slice for you, one bite for them. But pizza is a perfect storm of toxic ingredients. The cheese, full of fat and lactose. The sauce, often containing onion and garlic, both of which destroy red blood cells and lead to anemia. The meat toppings like pepperoni and sausage, packed with salt, nitrates, and fat. Even the crust is a problem, made with white flour and yeast, which can ferment in the stomach. That one bite might not hurt them today, but repeated over weeks, months, years, it adds up. If your dog's looking for a bite of something from your plate, offer a plain vegetable or piece of boiled meat. No cheese, no sauce, just kindness. Sandwiches, layered with love. And hidden danger, let's talk about the all-American sandwich. It's quick, easy, and often shared. A bite here, a crust there. But the combination of lunch meat, cheese, bread, mayo, mustard, and sometimes even lettuce sprayed with pesticides, that's a lot of risk in one small bite. Lunch meats are full of nitrates and salt. Bread, again, ferments and spikes blood sugar. Mayo contains fat and raw egg. Mustard has garlic and spices. And the total sodium load? Enough to push a small dog's kidneys into overdrive. It feels like sharing a meal. But to your dog, it's an assault on their system. If you really want to make them a sandwich, build one just for them. Plain shredded chicken and steamed carrots on a rice cake or dog biscuit. Same love, much better outcome. Cake and frosting. A celebration turned crisis birthdays, holidays, family gatherings. These are moments we share with our pets. But handing over a piece of cake, even just a small one, is one of the most dangerous habits out there. Frosting is almost pure sugar. Some recipes include xylitol. Others use vanilla extract, which is 35% alcohol. The cake itself is made with flour, eggs, butter, and sometimes chocolate. Even plain vanilla cake overloads their system. The sugar spikes their blood glucose. The fat hits their pancreas. The artificial dyes and preservatives damage their liver. And the eggs, if undercooked, can cause salmonella. Your dog doesn't need dessert. They need your awareness. Try freezing plain yogurt with berries or giving them a chilled slice of watermelon instead. You didn't give those treats to be careless. You gave them to show love. And that's what makes this so hard. Because we've always believed that sharing is caring. But sometimes, real love means learning to say no and finding better ways to say yes. In the next section, we'll explore the quick meals, the convenience foods, the shortcuts we turn to when life gets busy, and how those moments of ease might be costing our dogs their health. Because your best friend deserves better, and you deserve to feel confident that every bite you give is one step closer to a longer, healthier life together. Life gets busy, we all know that. Whether you're rushing home after a long day or simply ran out of dog food and haven't made it to the store yet, sometimes you just want a quick fix. Something easy, something on hand. And because we care so deeply, we often reach for whatever's nearby to fill their bowl. A packet of noodles, a bit of leftover curry, a bite of our own dinner. But those fast, convenient choices, the ones we make when we're tired, distracted, or just trying to be helpful, can quietly become some of the most dangerous. Let's walk through the pantry and take a hard look at how convenience can betray our best intentions. Instant noodles, a chemical cocktail in a paper bowl. You're out of kibble. It's late, the store's closed. So you grab a pack of instant noodles. You think, I'll skip the flavor packet or just use a little. But here's the issue. Even a small amount of that seasoning contains massive quantities of salt, MSG, onion, and garlic powder, all highly toxic to dogs. The noodles themselves? Pure starch, zero nutrition, and loaded with preservatives. Your dog's kidneys can't flush all that sodium, and their liver struggles to process the artificial flavors. Worse, those quick carbs spike their blood sugar, creating a cycle of energy crashes and long-term metabolic damage. If you're ever stuck in a pinch, boil some brown rice and steam a few vegetables. It takes the same amount of time, but shows far more care. Canned fish, a metal trap. Masquerading as healthy fish is healthy, right? Omega-3s, lean protein, it's even doctor recommended. So you pop open a can of tuna or sardines and share a few bites with your dog. What's the harm? The answer lies in one word: mercury. Unlike humans, who eat fish in small portions and rotate our diet, dogs often eat the same food repeatedly. Mercury builds up in their smaller bodies quickly, accumulating in their liver and brain. Over time, it leads to tremors, seizures, and even permanent neurological damage. Worse, most canned fish is packed in oil and salt, two more enemies of your dog's organs. If you really want to give your dog fish, choose fresh salmon or sardines, steamed with no seasoning. Give it as an occasional treat, not a daily meal. Leftover curry and spicy foods. Fire on the inside. Now, this one might surprise you. Many of us come from homes where curry is comfort food. Warm, rich, full of love. So when there's some left in the pot, we might scoop out a spoonful for the dog. But curry and spicy leftovers are one of the fastest ways to ruin a dog's digestive system. Spices like chili, cayenne, turmeric in large amounts. They burn your dog's stomach lining. Garlic and onions in these recipes destroy red blood cells. The oils used for cooking are heavy and trigger inflammation in the pancreas. The salt content? Through the roof. What begins as a kind gesture ends in cramps, vomiting, and dehydration. Dogs don't need flavor. They need function. If it's spicy for you, it's dangerous for them. Energy drinks and coffee. One sip can be deadly. You leave your cup on the coffee table. Just one quick trip to the other room. When you come back, your dog's licking the inside of the mug. Seems harmless, right? But caffeine is no joke for dogs. Their bodies metabolize it much slower than ours. Even a few sips can cause rapid heartbeat, muscle tremors, seizures, and cardiac arrest. Energy drinks are even worse. They're loaded with sugar, artificial sweeteners like xylitol, and other stimulants that overwhelm your dog's nervous system. Theobromine, another stimulant found in coffee and chocolate, is also highly toxic to dogs. You may need that morning boost, but your dog doesn't. Keep all caffeinated drinks far out of reach, and always check for spills. Human vitamins, strong for you, poisonous for them. Vitamins seem healthy, essential even. So when your dog isn't feeling their best, or you want to give them a little boost, it's tempting to share what's in your medicine cabinet. But human supplements, even the chewable, kid-friendly ones, are designed for human systems, not canine ones. Iron tablets cause stomach bleeding. High doses of vitamin D can trigger kidney failure. Calcium interferes with heart rhythms. And again, many of these vitamins use xylitol as a sweetener, which, as we now know, is extremely dangerous. Unlike humans, dogs can't flush out fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. These build up in their system and become toxic over time. If your dog needs supplements, get them from your vet, specifically formulated for dogs, in doses their organs can handle. No one gives their dog energy drinks on purpose. No one means to poison their pet with vitamins or noodles. These aren't bad decisions. They're uninformed ones. And the difference between a treat and a toxin is often just a few letters on a label. That's why this video matters, not to shame or scare you, but to empower you. Because now you know. And now that you do, the next time you reach for something quick or easy, you'll pause. You'll choose differently. And your dog, the one who trusts you without question, will thank you. In the next section, we'll move beyond the kitchen and into nature's own pantry, where even seemingly harmless fruits, vegetables, and snacks from your yard can carry risks you'd never expect. Stay with me. The most surprising dangers are still to come. We're taught that nature is healing, that fruits and vegetables are safe, that anything natural must be good. And for the most part, that's true for humans. But for dogs, even Mother Nature can be misleading. Some of the most innocent-looking items from your fruit bowl, your backyard, or your compost pile can deliver the most devastating consequences. You might not believe it at first, but once you see what these natural foods can do to a dog's system, you'll never look at them the same way again. Grapes and raisins, the Russian roulette of dog health. Let's start with one of the most chilling facts in all of veterinary medicine. We still don't fully understand why grapes and raisins kill dogs. But we do know this. Even one single grape can cause acute kidney failure in some dogs. 1. No warning, no symptoms at first. Just vomiting, lethargy, and then silence. It's not just the fresh fruit. It's the juice, the dried raisins in cereal or cookies, even grape-flavored items. And here's what's terrifying. It's not about the size of the dog or how many grapes. One dog eats a bunch and is fine. Another eats one and dies within 24 hours. There's no safe amount. If your dog has ever gotten into grapes, even accidentally, call your vet immediately. Because once the kidneys start shutting down, the damage is often irreversible. Avocado, the superfood. That's toxic to dogs. Avocado is everywhere. Toast, smoothies, salad bowls, and it's packed with nutrients for humans. But for dogs, it's a different story. Avocados contain persin, a natural compound that's harmless to us but toxic to dogs. It can cause vomiting, diarrhea, and in severe cases, fluid buildup around the lungs and heart. That creamy texture dogs seem to love? It hides a dangerous fat content that can inflame the pancreas. Even more alarming, the pit. Dogs love to chew it, but it's a perfect choking hazard and can block their intestines. The skin contains the highest concentration of toxins. Bottom line, don't share your avocado toast. Not even a bite. Corn on the cob. The summertime killer. We all love a good summer barbecue. And chances are, you've had your dog right there beside you, tail wagging, watching you eat grilled corn. You might think pulling off a few kernels is harmless. And maybe it is. But it's the cob that poses the real danger. Corn cobs don't break down in a dog's digestive system. They expand. They wedge into their intestines. And when they get stuck, it becomes a life-threatening emergency. Dogs who swallow corn cobs stop eating, start vomiting, and require immediate surgery. Even small pieces are dangerous. The fibers are sharp. The shape is perfect for blocking. It's one of the most common causes of intestinal obstruction we see in the ER. If corn is on the menu, make sure every cob is out of reach. Green potatoes, the silent neurotoxin. Potatoes are generally safe when cooked properly, but when they turn green or sprout, they produce a substance called solanine, a powerful neurotoxin. Humans can tolerate small amounts. Dogs can't. Solanine attacks the nervous system, causing tremors, irregular heartbeat, and in severe cases, paralysis. The warning sign? That green tint on the skin. It's nature's way of saying, don't eat me. Even potato peels, something many of us throw in compost or feed scraps, can contain solanine. And undercooked potatoes? Still dangerous. Always store your potatoes in a cool, dark place, and never let your dog nibble on peels or sprouts, no matter how innocent it seems. Nuts. Small, crunchy, and deadly. You drop a few mixed nuts on the floor. Your dog grabs them before you can react. It seems harmless, just a snack, right? Wrong. Macadamia nuts are highly toxic to dogs, causing muscle tremors, weakness, vomiting, and fever. Within hours, some dogs can't stand. Walnuts can cause seizures and liver damage. Even almonds, which seem safe, are choking hazards, especially for small breeds. The salt added to most nuts? Too much for a dog's kidneys. And the high fat content is another trigger for pancreatitis. If you're snacking and your dog's watching, offer a slice of cucumber or a cold baby carrot. Same crunch, zero risk. This is where the myth of natural means safe falls apart. Nature isn't always gentle, and our dogs, as close as they are to our hearts, have very different bodies than ours. What your system can handle without a hiccup could put your dog in the ER. You've heard the saying, better safe than sorry. When it comes to feeding your dog, that's not just advice, it's a life-saving rule. In our final section, we'll bring everything together. We'll look at what this all means, how to shift our mindset, and what simple choices you can start making today to add years to your dog's life. Because knowledge alone doesn't save lives. Action does. And your dog is counting on you. You've made it to the end. And maybe right now, you're feeling a mix of emotions. Surprise, guilt, even a little fear. That's okay. It means you care. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't still be here, learning, listening, and trying to do better. That's what good dog owners do. They evolve. The truth is, most of us have made mistakes. We've shared a bite of something sweet, tossed a leftover bone under the table, wrapped a pill in cheese because it seemed to work. But now you know better. You know that love isn't just in the moments we share a treat. It's in the choices we make every single day. Choices that protect. Choices that extend the life of the one creature who loves us without condition. Your dog trusts you completely. They don't understand ingredients, preservatives, or blood sugar levels. They only know you. And now that you have this knowledge, you hold the power to rewrite their future. So here's what you can do right now. Share this video. Let other dog lovers learn what you've just learned. And drop a comment below. Tell us which food shocked you most. And if you'd like to know which human foods can actually add years to your dog's life, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Because your best friend deserves the best from you. Every day you still have together. It matters.